Hello, my family and friends. It's another amazing day to be alive. I have a confession to make. I actually had a deep depression in the last month, and I was facing a lot of old traumas, and I was feeling very fatigued and tired, like I was running a marathon and my legs were giving out on me, and I needed to just give up and stop because I was exhausted, mentally and physically. And the inner critic, when this happened to me, came out and was telling me, that I'm never going to be good enough. Why even keep trying? I've done enough. Just stop what you're doing. Just stay in your home. Don't get online and don't try to better yourself daily, and don't do this healing rock concert. Nobody's gonna buy tickets anyways, and you're 50 years old. It's about time for me to just retire and just enjoy my life just sitting home. And I really was being consumed by, and I could also see like the negativity affirming right back to me, that I wasn't good enough, and that, like, my father would call me and remind me maybe there's something else I can do better, or say my relationship is now starting to dwindle and we're not communicating and loving each other the way that we should. And everything just started downward spiral, and I had never been in that much depression. Like, I don't believe it at all. And I didn't think that I could get through this darkness since I had been in the light for a long time. I literally felt like being the calm in the storm was my mission on this earth. But at the same time, I felt like I couldn't maintain the light anymore around all the storms and chaos and darkness. And what's the use of trying to be the light if the darkness is never going to change anyways? So I did a lot of crying alone with no support, nobody knowing. And I started writing down my feelings. And I want to share with you some of the feelings that I wrote. I wrote this on December 4th, 2025. It says, "How can I protect myself from myself? I can protect myself from others' negativities, but why can't I protect myself from my own? Self-sabotage is real. Just when you're close to a breakthrough. Why? Why, when I'm so close and I have a band coming and to do the Healing Rock album, and why am I doing things to myself that will make my body more unhealthy and go downhill, and just want to just give up last moment? What is it? Is it my old habits are coming back, or I'm having a relapse of my old version of myself that's stopping me? And actually, I've had an eating disorder most of my life. And so my relationship with food has not been good. But I conquered bulimia a long time ago, and it started coming back, especially during Thanksgiving. And I thought, what the frick is going on with me? Why am I even, thinking of doing that again, and losing control? And I just felt hopeless. And I realized, when I'm hurting or when I'm hurt, I unconsciously hurt my own self. And I think we all do. And I was like, I need to stop this self-sabotage and stop hurting myself. But by this time, I'm already addicted to all the sugary foods and processed stuff that I hadn't eaten in a long time. And so what happened was I just got into a more of a deep depression, because now I'm out of control. I'm going back to my old ways. I might as well just pick up a cigarette and start smoking again too. I started gaining weight. I gained 10 pounds as well, which made me unhappy. So I'm like, what the frick's going on with me? I'm recycling some of my old aspects of myself that I thought I got rid of a long time ago, like during the cancer process and everything, and my appreciation for life. And Well, it all came back really hard this last week. And I started questioning, is this the devil trying to tempt me to destroy me from doing wonderful things? Or is this God trying to tell me, stop while you're ahead, take a break? Is my depression part of a programmed response? Like, this is the way I'm supposed to respond and be more destructive because we know no other way to deal with our emotions? Is it the fear of the unknown? A fear of stepping into something that you're uncertain of, that may or may not work out, and you're putting all your effort out on the line, and is it really worth it? Is it my lack of discipline? Could I discipline myself a little bit more to, eat the proper foods, think the proper way, walk the proper way, talk the talk, do everything that I possibly can with no issues. And, but I definitely had the lack of discipline in the last few months. It just disappeared on me, which was very, very, very scary to me. And I wrote down, try hard to get rid of bad things, then more bad things come. So as I was trying to get rid of all the bad things that were coming in my head, like, old childhood, you're not good enough, you'll never be good enough, you're stupid, what makes you think you have something special, the feelings of not being wanted or desired, or true love, for myself even, was just gone. It was just gone. So when the more that I was thinking about the bad things, the more bad things kept happening. I even actually tried to do like an exorcism of my self-critic and my self-sabotage. I wanted that energy out of me so bad. I was fearing it was going to consume me. And I tried, and by the morning I woke up, it was still there, and I was really pissed off. So I had to do some more learning. And then I wrote down, change, just do something new. So I kept thinking in my mind, I need to stop, I need to do something new. Bad things lead to better things. What is the prize for constantly bettering myself daily? Because I'm getting so tired, right, of trying to better myself all the time. And I mean, what's the reward anyways? It really doesn't matter. It's just a life experience. And my reason that came to me was, so others will see there is other possibilities that they can choose in life. They don't have to be trapped. And then I started thinking even deeper. Maybe I shouldn't do these things to better myself, to show others that they can too. I need to better myself so that I can get in a better feeling state, because that's what really truly makes me happy, is when I feel good and I'm healthy and I'm in control of my eating habits and my well-being and the way I speak to myself and the way I walk and I talk, and to trust in my intuition. That's where I really feel my greatest at. And so I need to get back to the better feeling state, and reclaim my attention. My attention was so much on, oh my gosh, I'm so tired. I got to do this. I got to do that. I got to do this. I got to do that. I'm going to be doing this. I don't know if I should do this. I can do that. Well, now I'm going to have to stop eating sugar, and then I'm going to have to try to stay from caffeine, and now I'm going to, just the overwhelming feeling all the time. So to stop focusing and spending all of my attention on all the worries and all the stresses, and turn my cheek. I went into like Christ mode, turn the other cheek, but turn my focus from the negative and shift it to what I really, really, really want to experience in my life. Forgive my resentments and change. If I can change my life, I can change our civilization, because we definitely have never, ever been taught how to truly take care of our physical bodies, emotional state of well-being, and understand that the darkness needs to be there with the light, and find its balance, and not to fear either one, and to rise above the chaos without having to try so hard, but having that energetic, peaceful mood and feeling within is really the protection that we need. And all of our worries and struggles all can be fixed from within, just like they say. It's all up to us. I actually cried about that because it made me feel alone. Like, you mean I've got to make myself a better person, and I've got to make myself in a better mood, and I've got to go out there? Like, I didn't want to have to do this by myself, but you have to. No one else is going to do it for you. So once I got over that abandonment, lonely feeling that I was all alone, I moved forward, and it said, and I wrote down, rise from the challenge, because that's what makes legends. What is this teaching me about me right now? And I did some self-reflection on that. How would my future self deal with this issue that I'm dealing with right now? And I literally took myself outside of my body, went and was looking from a non-judgmental position of what I was doing to myself, my self-destruction actions, my overwhelming, my frustration, that feeling of unsurety, and it was like my higher version of myself was saying, you silly, 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 silly girl. You are perfect just the way you are, and you are enough just the way you are. All these are just old things playing in your mind. It's time to move forward and just reboot and gain the energy that you need and start over again and create the path that you desire, just like I teach and preach. So it was kind of like one of those lead by, practice what you preach moment for me. Then I wrote, deep depression set in for 3 months until my breaking point. Do I give up, or do I rise above? Do I keep doing things that I know that will benefit myself? Or will I keep doing things that are going to destroy my energy, my light, and live in sorrow? And I realize it's just a choice. It's not like I'm going to be judged. I've done a lot of good things in this world. I can just sit at my house and do nothing all day long. And I wouldn't be judged, and I would still reach expansion and experience human existence. So then I started to think, well, what path and possibility do I want to choose? Because it is me choosing it. I can choose to stay hurt and sad and degress, or I can choose to progress and keep learning and growing. And then I remembered I got to do things to get in that better feeling state, or I'm gonna drown. I'm done. Nobody would see my face again. I would be off of Facebook, off of singing, off of anything. Just staying in my own little sad world at my house, feeling just whatever, I'm done. Or I can eat better, because when I eat better, I feel better. If I eat bad, I feel bad. Accountability is a bitch. And it is up to us how much we consume, whether it's music and what it is, type of listening songs that we're listening to, whether it's focusing on negativities or what if scenarios and fears and worries all the time, living in fear and worry daily. Or I can say, I'm safe. I'm here right now. I have a home over my head. I'm grateful. And to live with purpose. Can I still remain in that vibration? And is it worth it? And the answer is, when enough is enough, you stop trying, then leave the world saying I've had enough. I'm tired of whittling through the chaos, being the calm in the storm. I have become weak and just want the storm to blow me away. Silence your inner critic within. Reboot and reprogram. The critics that says you need to do more or better next time. Silence the critic and enjoy the creation for its imperfections. Tired of always having to be better. Reality. If you are not moving forward, you are moving backward. And if you are in the middle, you better enjoy the place where you are stopped at, because nothing will change until you make another step. But don't take another step unless it's what you truly prefer, that feels good, that feeling better state within you after all the overwhelm. All levels of experience is what it is, but you get to choose. See if I have anything else here. And that's about it for now on that. But I'm actually now, I feel like an addict. I am 4 days in on doing things that make me feel good inside. I've done light exercises, which makes me feel like I cared about my body that day. I cared about myself enough to live a little longer. I've been eating more foods that are going to nourish my body instead of destroy it again. And I do feel better. I feel lighter. I feel really good. I've got energy again. I went from doing things that made me feel bad, eating crappy foods and speaking badly about myself and doubting myself, to almost being done and disappearing in the darkness, to taking every life lesson and every inspirational lesson I've ever taught and practice what I preach and decided that I was going to try to be the best version of myself, not for you, and not to be looked at as, if she can do it, I can do it kind of mode. And overwhelm myself with things that I'm exhausted with is not the way to feeling good inside. My album is all about healing. The reason why I want to do this album and to create concerts for healing and mental health and well-being and empowerment is because I'm hoping that through bearing my soul and my life stories and issues of life and overcoming them might provide the strength for my children or my friends and family or anyone else that listens to the album to overcome their traumas, to find that better feeling state within. And this is my hope, that each and every one of you guys remember that you are the light. I had actually, my friend Big Mike, he called me when I was at my lowest and he didn't know it. And I cried, and I was crying and crying and crying and crying and crying like a little baby booby. And like I was even feeling alone, like so alone. And I didn't care. I was very, very sad and quiet for days. And I just let out all of my tears and let him know all that I feel inside. And it was wonderful to have a safe place and a person like you, Big Mike, to remind me to reach out for something higher than myself he encouraged me to read the scriptures and turn to God. And honestly, I don't really like talking about religion or anything like that for many years. But as I was bathing yesterday, and everything happens when I'm in the water, but I was bathing yesterday, a scripture came to my mind. Because I was LDS most of my life, set for the last 20 years. But there was a scripture about lighting a candle, and you don't light a spark within you and hide it under a bushel or under your bed or cover it to smother it with a jar. You light the candle and the light within so that others can see the light, that there is light in this world. So thank you, Mike, for encouraging me to remember a scripture that I am the light and so are you, and we should not hide. Keeping that light only takes a better feeling state within, and to keep doing things you enjoy doing and taking care of you, being your own best friend instead of fighting back and forth and arguing in your mind. Come to a compromise. And when you get to that place, you will be able to have the discipline to decide what you want and move forward the way you want with no judgments. And I am sending Amanda all of my loves, by the way. I've been following you a long time, and you are a brave, brave, strong woman, just like I have been. And my heart goes out to you in your struggles. Reboot, refuel, and put your inner you first and foremost. And keep that light shining, because your family needs it. And so do you. And that's what you're here for. Anyhow, I love you guys so much. Sorry it was a really long video, but it was just something I needed to do and to be honest about. And know that we are all a work in progress. Until next time.